If your machine's stuck on the initializing screen, and most likely you will have a machine fault on the NIX terminal, it means that your internet is not connected properly. If you still have this navigation bar turned on, and you simply click the square and click in the blank space, or you just click circle and it'll go to the home screen. You can swipe up and get to settings from there. If this bar is already gone, then you won't be able to click it, obviously. So now you need to hold in the top left around here. And it will come up with a screen for you to enter the setting with a password. And to get the password, you need to go to your mobile device, log into your account on our mobile dashboard, click on Machine Management, and find the machine that you want to enter. So in this case, it's this one. And we click the button that says Enter Setting, and confirm that the time, 10:39, is correct. So we click Confirm, and it'll give us a password. So remember that, 514944. And here, let's click again. Somewhere up here. You might have to try a few times. And 514944, enter. Oops. So the password refreshes in 5-minute intervals. So since it just turned to 10:40, it will be a new password. So let's go back here and click enter setting again. So that new password is 009492. Let's go up here again. 009492. Enter. And then from this screen, you can enter the system and just click more to get to the main settings screen. And from here, there's a couple things you want to check. So if you have the old version, like this one, where there is no large gray box over here, that's called the AI box. Then, if you're using Wi-Fi, it only works with routers that use anything that's not the 192.168 subnet. So if you try to connect to an internet service that uses that 192.168 subnet, it will connect, but it will have a little X at the bottom here. So our Wi-Fi here luckily uses the 10.0 subnet, so we're able to connect Wi-Fi. But regardless of whether you're using Wi-Fi or not, Ethernet should always be turned on, and hotspot and tethering, you want to have Ethernet tethering be turned on. So with that, it will pop back up. The app will automatically pop back up once you connect to the internet. But let's say we have the newer version, and I'm going to put a picture up on the screen to show you what the electronics would look like in that case. If you have that newer version with the AI box, when you're using Wi-Fi, like right now when the Wi-Fi is on, Ethernet must be turned off. So you need to go into Ethernet and turn that off, and then we have to click Advanced and then go to Hotspot and Tethering, and Ethernet tethering should also be off. So if you're using Wi-Fi with the new version, both Ethernet and Ethernet tethering must be off. If you're not using Wi-Fi, so let's turn Wi-Fi off there, but you're using the SIM card, Ethernet just needs to be turned on, and Ethernet tethering, do not touch it, leave it off. So just double check, make sure that Ethernet tethering here, it is not turned on. So when you're using a SIM card, the only thing you need to turn on is Ethernet to get a signal from the router, and the Wi-Fi is off. So with Ethernet turned on, if we just go back to the SmartFridge app, I already have a SIM card in there. It should also connect to the internet successfully.
Initialization successful.
If you still need to insert a SIM card, let's turn the machine off first by flipping the breaker. And then at the router. And we need to insert a SIM card into this router. And there's a pinhole here where if we put a SIM pin in there, it pops out the SIM slot. And as you can see, we already have a SIM card in there. It's exactly the same as what you would put in a cell phone. Let's put that in. But for the AI cooler, obviously you don't need talk or text. You only need data. So with the SIM card put in here, let's flip up the power and wait for it to be powered on. These lights, the power is on, status is good, cellular just means it's maybe only on 4G and not 5. That's why it's orange, and signal is actually good. But there's still no internet for some reason. You might have to check the router settings. And to do that, first you should turn off the machine and actually unscrew the router. So there's some screws on both sides. You unscrew the router, and on the back there'll be a sheet of paper, or sorry, a sticker with your login information. So to check why the SIM card is not providing internet, after you've gotten your username and password, we go to display here, advanced Navibar control. Let's turn that back on. So now this Android navigation is here again. You can click the circle to go to home, scroll up, go to Chrome, and you need to type in the IP address 192.168.21. And here it will show that if it shows no internet, it means your router is not connected to the machine for some reason. And if your Ethernet, everything is on, you may need to restart the machine. So you go here and restart. So after you restart, you can swipe up again, go to Chrome, and you go to the 192 IP address again. And you go there, and you log in to your router. I have the password saved, but your password is actually behind the router here. So you need to undo these two screws and see the password that's written on the backside. Once you have those passwords, you click login. And if you need to do an APN setting, you click network, cellular, and you go down here. You type in the correct APN for whatever provider you're using. So you type in the correct APN, click OK, and then click add and apply. It will then execute the change and it will restart. So now, once you have typed in the APN correctly, and you go to the Smart Fridge app again, it should now be connected to the internet.